Okay, I've had a lot of people asking me what to do with the poblano peppers. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by how to remove the skin, and then I'll get in later to what we stuff them with and other uses. We're going to start by taking our poblanos and putting them directly on the fire. Okay, we've got our first one started. Simply turn your burner on, full blast, put your poblanos directly on the fire. This is going to burn the skin off of them. You'll hear them crackle. You'll smell the smell. They smell really good. This is one of my favorite smells. Now all you have to do is to blister the skin. If it turns black, that won't hurt anything. They will not overcook. Don't be afraid of this. You can use the grill to do this. You can use an open flame source like I'm doing here. Any kind of direct hot heat. As long as it will burn the skin off, that will work. Don't cook them too long or it'll cook the meat under the skin and it becomes much more difficult to work with the poblanos. See how that's starting to blister a little? There we go, that one's a little bit better. Now this dark charring we see here, I'm looking for this over the entire poblano, the whole surface. If there's some little spots like this that aren't hit, that's okay, that won't hurt anything. After we've scorched all of these, you can either just peel the skin off in small bits or you can wash it off under water. We'll get into how to treat the poblanos after they're completely scorched. Okay, now we need to clean our poblanos since we have scorched the skin off of them. If you'll notice, the skin is scorched around the outside of the poblano but not the top of the crown. It isn't necessary to get all of it as long as the majority of the skin has been scorched. Place it under running water and gently rub. That skin will just wash right off. You don't have to be too picky about this. You don't have to get virtually every little bit of skin. You just want to get the majority of it so that you don't have that skin to fight when you're trying to eat the poblano. Now simply insert your finger on one side and make a little slit. Open the poblano up. Inside of the poblano is a seed pod here, you see? Take that seed pod and simply give it a squeeze, it'll pop right out. Then wash the rest of the seeds out of the poblano and it is ready to be stuffed. Okay, now we've finished cleaning our poblanos and I have taken them and stuffed them with cheese. I'm going to do a cheese chili relleno. This is Monterey Jack cheese, not Montgomery. Aren't I silly? This is Monterey Jack cheese. This is one of the more preferred cheeses to use in a chili relleno. You can also use cheddar or a combination of the two. Now I'm going to take these and simply roll them in flour to coat. Don't worry if you get some flour on that cheese. That actually helps it to congeal well inside of the pepper and it'll keep it from running out as you're cooking. Now underneath this large bowl with the flour, I have another bowl with an egg mixture. Now I have used one egg to each poblano and combined an equal amount of milk. There we go. Now this is a messy process, okay? You just can't do this without getting your fingers a little bit icky. So, dirty fingers, good food. Right down there's our egg mixture, our flour. You don't have to season the flour, you don't have to season the egg mixture. The seasoning is in the flavor of the poblano itself. Okay, our oil is coming up to about 250 degrees. When it hits about 250, you want to take your poblano peppers stuffed with cheese and dip them down in the egg mixture and then into the flour. And you want to do this twice. Back to the egg. There we go. It's looking really good. And the flour. Shake out any excess flour. Okay. And we'll put it right down into the oil there. Do the same with each one of them. You want to fry these at about 275 degrees. Okay. So I try to get them in the oil sometime more around 250 degrees and let the temperature slowly rise up on them. If the oil is too hot, if you've got it around 350 or so, you're going to probably burn the crust on these, and you don't want to burn that batter. You just want it to be a nice golden color. Now, it's important to remember to flour your poblano first. The egg mixture will not stick as well if you do not flour it in advance. Now, there is another way of doing this. You can prepare a batter that is similar to a pancake batter. Just take your egg mixture, which is as many eggs as there are poblanos, basically 1 egg to a poblano, and then add an equal amount of milk, beat that, and then add flour until it becomes thick. If you're doing the liquid batter method, make sure you dust it in flour first and then dip them into the liquid batter. The flour will enable the batter to stick better. This works also for onion rings or anything else you batter. Flour first. Okay, as you can see, I've just turned them. They're starting to turn that lovely golden brown color that we're looking for. A nice gold here. It's a light gold here, dark gold in the middle. And that cheese is starting to melt up inside of there. Now don't worry about the cheese running out. If a little bit it runs out, it won't hurt a thing. That flour and egg mixture getting down on the cheese will help a crust to form that'll prevent most of it from coming out. So even though a tiny bit might seep, don't let that bother you. And certainly don't overcook these. My oil temperature is coming up now. It's around 300 degrees, so the cooking speed has increased dramatically. These do not take a long time. Now earlier I prepared a lot of extra poblanos. I will take those poblanos, I put them on a cookie sheet, put them in the freezer, and once they're frozen I will put them in Ziploc bags and I'll have them ready to use anytime. I can use them as peppers to make fajitas. I can use them in a green chili soup. I can make chicken poblano, multiple dishes with these wonderful, tasty little treats. Today, it's going to be chillies rellenos.